So, hello and good morning, wherever it is that you happen to be at the time of watching this video. If you happen to be in China, za Shanghai. If you happen to be in Poland, dzień dobry. Or if you happen to be in Mexico, buenos dias. So now guys, let's go ahead and check out Bitcoin on the charts here today. It's very, very exciting. We have started to see some action here on the charts for Bitcoin, and we're going to go ahead and see if we can figure out what it's going to do next. Now, first of all, I have to say that none of what I'm about to say is to be considered as any financial advice. So now we're checking out Bitcoin here on the daily. As you guys can see, it's on the daily charts. And we saw that Bitcoin has broken out from its long, boring consolidation that it's been doing for quite a number of days to weeks now, guys. So we see that it has risen above this purple line. So it has had a bullish cross on the daily. Now, that is not necessarily anything to be excited about. No, that's not necessarily what we want to see at all. I mean, in the short term, it's bullish. You know, it's showing a little bit of excitement in the markets, and it is pumped all the way down, all the way from 88,000 up to 97. It has peaked out at 97. Now, let me show you guys what I believe is going to happen. It has currently ran into some resistance as expected, because it has a very strong level of resistance right around the 100K area, as I've mentioned to you guys before. So I'm going to show you guys what I'm expecting. Now, first, let me tell you what I think is happening here. I'm going to share my opinion, not financial advice, what I believe is happening. Now, I believe that this is a bull trap. I've already explained to you guys what a bull trap is when it appears as if it's getting ready to break out, but in reality, it's actually a fake out. So in essence, it's going to fake out everyone, especially the ones that are jumping in at these current levels. You see? So in this way, it's the whales are setting it up for the retailers to jump in and serve as exit liquidity for them. You see, so they want people to jump in, and then they jump out at a specific price, a little bit higher, and then have Bitcoin tumble and the retailers get wiped out. That is their plan. And I know this, guys. It's no coincidence that even just recently you guys have seen the news, I don't know if you've seen it, that South Korea has also lifted their 9-year cryptocurrency ban, which will open up the doors, the floodgates of liquidity. It's actually a very, very bullish news for cryptocurrency in general. So they've had a 9-year cryptocurrency ban, which they're about to lift. And that's another liquidity door being opened there for cryptocurrency in general. Well, they said that it's for corporate investors and other investors as well, qualified investors, to invest in the top 20 cryptocurrencies, including Bitcoin. But like I said, in my opinion, I believe all of this is just a trap. They're just setting up all of these investors to be exit liquidity for the whales. And so let me go up here and put it up on the higher time frames to give you guys a better perspective of what is going on with Bitcoin. So you guys can see, look over here. This here will serve as, and is serving as, a area of resistance. Basically from all of this area right here, from 90 grand all the way up to $109,000. This whole area, all of right here, is an area of resistance, you see. So unless it can manage to turn this area into support, you know, resistance flipped as support. If it manages to do that and then come all the way up, we'll soon get to that purple line. We'll get to that purple line in a second. If it manages to turn this area, all of this area that I've just explained, into support, which is currently now resistance. If Bitcoin can manage to do that, it would be very good for Bitcoin, guys. We're talking about new all-time highs. It would have a higher chance to come all the way up, take out its all-time high at 126, and head towards those prophetic numbers of 133, even 150, up towards 200,000. It would do that. That is if it manages to turn this area here into support. Now, I have my personal opinion as to what it's going to do. I believe that it's going to fail. Now, like I said, it's on the weekly and it's heading towards this purple line. Where is this purple line currently? This purple line is at around 106,000, or about around 105 to 106,000 dollars. That is where this purple line is. And again, if I'm going to use the word if, not when necessarily, but if it were to come up here at 105 to 106,000 dollars, is going to be met with very heavy resistance, very heavy resistance. Very powerful resistance right here, you see. But like I just explained, if it were to come up here and close a weekly candle above this purple line, that would be very bullish, guys. That would be very bullish for Bitcoin. Why would it be bullish? As you guys can see for yourselves, look here. Every time that it gets above this purple line, it proceeds to pump and create an all-time high. It did it right here. Look at this. It pumped above, create an all-time high, higher than this high right down here at 74. When it came above, it proceeded to come all the way up here and created an all-time high. Then it dumped again and dumped a little bit lower beneath the purple line, then rallied above it again. And each time that it goes above, it goes higher. It proceeded to go higher and to create new all-time highs. So based off of this pattern, I can tell you that if ever it were to come back up here, and then we have a green weekly candle closing anywhere above this purple line here, that would be extremely bullish. And then we would know 100%. Just look out for it, guys. Look out for it if it's going to do that. Like I've just shared with you my opinion, though, that I don't believe that it will do it. But if, we can't rule that out 100%. Because no one knows 100% what Bitcoin will do. You see, this is just a game of chance, of probabilities. So, but, I believe there's a much higher chance for it to come up to this purple line and roll over. You see, there's a much more higher chance for Bitcoin to do that. But if it were to come up here and close above, then we will all know that a new all-time high is coming, and that prophetic 133,000 Bitcoin price is coming next. You see, that would be for sure. Now, guys, this is what I believe is happening. Guys, I believe that a textbook head and shoulders pattern is playing out for Bitcoin. What is a head and shoulders pattern? Okay, let me show you. It's right here on the charts. This would be the left shoulder, right? And this would be the head right here. This is the head in the middle. And then we have the right shoulder now being formed. So the right shoulder would come up to this purple line and then roll over. Guys, that wouldn't be good at all for Bitcoin. Let me go ahead and pull it up here once more on the higher time frame so you guys can see it a little bit better on the monthly, what exactly it is that I'm talking about. So here you have it, guys. This right here, follow with me, would be the left shoulder. This would be the left shoulder. This is on the higher time frame. This right here would be the head. Do you see that? This would be the head. And currently, what we're attempting to do would be forming the right shoulder, which would come up to in alignment with the left shoulder around 100. I'm not even going to put it to 109, around 106, because quite possibly the right shoulder would be a little bit lower, to around 106, around here. It would come up to, and then roll over. Now, listen up, guys. Listen to me. The reason also why I believe that this would be what would take place instead of a rally to take out its all-time high is this would better fulfill the wealth transfer prophecies, guys. Let me explain why. If this were to form the right shoulder, let me tell you right now, if it's doing exactly what I think that it's doing, forming a right shoulder here, it comes up to around, let's say from 102 to 106, and then rolls over and starts to dump. Let me tell you right now, if Bitcoin does that, we're going to have a crash of biblical proportions. And there's just going to be a massacre all across the board, except for a few prophetic coins, you see, that are going to act in reaction to Bitcoin at some point during its crash. Except for those coins, there's going to be a massacre, an absolute bloodbath all across the board for the altcoins, if Bitcoin were to do that. So I'm giving you this also as a sign for you guys to watch out whenever it comes up here, because it's that much closer. Remember, we have that ominous blood moon that's loading, that's coming up here on the 2nd of March. And I honestly believe that that blood moon is a sign of the crash. I'm talking about the crash, which will not only affect cryptocurrencies, but also the stock market and other sectors as well. But yes, guys, we need to watch out to see if it's going to roll over up here around 102 to 106 and form that second shoulder of this incredibly bearish head and shoulders pattern. Because if it were to do that, I tell you, even every experienced trader would know what would occur next, what's coming next. A bloodbath of biblical proportions, guys. Because then Bitcoin would tumble down to 70,000 and then down to 50,000 and potentially down to 20 grand, guys. 20 grand, which would set up for the manufactured spike. In a scenario like that, it would set up the manufactured spike, because then the rebound for Bitcoin would take it up to 150 and above $200,000 in no time. You see, because of that slingshot effect, it would it would just fling Bitcoin literally over the moon if it were to pull off a crash like that. And if it rolls over up here, it most definitely will. And then we would have the meme coin season that I've been telling you guys about for like a year now. You would most definitely have meme coin season after Bitcoin crashes significantly. You know, that's what we've all been waiting for, because there will be no wealth transfer unless and until Bitcoin crashes significantly, guys. That is what we've been waiting for this whole time. That's why the market's been so stagnant. We need Bitcoin to crash, because Bitcoin has just been holding the entire cryptocurrency markets hostage. All of these coins, all of these prophetic coins, like, you know, such as XRP, XLM, all of these coins that we love, that we've been waiting for to pump, Bitcoin has been just holding them hostage, taking up all of the liquidity out of the markets. We need a crash for Bitcoin so that the money can come out of it and be poured into these other coins. So guys, I want for you guys to watch to see what Bitcoin is doing. If ever you see to start rolling over up here, coins, I want you guys to know, coins like XRP are going to crash significantly. Coins like Cardano, as the Lord has shown me, there's a specific time that is coming for me to purchase that coin, and it's most definitely not yet. It's going to be after a particular coin, a particular meme coin, as pumped. And then the proceeds is going to pour into Cardano. And it's not at these levels. It's going to be significantly lower than it's currently at. And I know that it's going to happen as a result of Bitcoin crashing. Bitcoin crashing is going to bring down all of these other altcoins, guys. You know, XLM, they're going all the way down into the low cents. You see, I've already shared my buy price for all of these top blue chip cryptos, XRP, Cardano, ADA. I've already shared all of those already in previous videos. So there you have it, guys. Now, I can't tell you the bearish scenario without the bullish. Now, if you look down here, each time after a period of consolidation, now this is on the monthly, a long period of consolidation, we have a very powerful pump. There's a let's put it at a 5% chance out of 100. There's a 5% chance that this pattern is playing out. After the consolidation, we're going to have a new all-time high. It pumps significantly. So we have this consolidation and a huge drop. Then we have the first green monthly candle here. There's a pattern here. After that consolidation and after this crash, we proceed to print several green monthly candles afterwards. So there's a 5% chance that that is what's starting to occur here. This could quite possibly be the start, the beginning of an uptrend where we see like several green monthly candles, meaning January will end, the month of January will end in a green candle. The month of February will also end in a green candle. And we may potentially begin a green candle in the month of March, which would take it, give it a new all-time high above 126. So there's a 5% chance, I'm going to put it at that's what's occurring here, that we may see a new all-time high. A 5% chance, I'm giving it that we may see a new all-time high. But a 95% chance that we're going to form a second shoulder, which is the right shoulder, turn over, and then we have the first of those two mega crashes that Yah showed me that would occur. Yes, guys, that is what I'm expecting. In my opinion, this is most definitely not financial advice, guys. It's just what I'm seeing in the charts based off my experience, what I'm observing, all in my opinion. So there you have it, guys. That is what I think is playing out here in the charts. For Bitcoin, you do with this information what you will. I'm not going to make this video any longer. So until next time, you guys, please take care of yourselves. Peace and shalom.